Hello everyone, I'm Bill and welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about gin ribs. In short, the Vandergriff gin rib. A lot of gins around the country are using these. We've used them for years. We have 7 gin stands. Had great success with this style of rib. Some of the pros of this rib that I really like is super heavy. This thing is solid. The head is squared off, machined very well, and they stack very good. The problem that's inherent in all the Continental gin stands is they use this single hung style rib with screws at the top hanging down between the saws, and these are 16-inch saws. So what that allows to do, the wobble eventually, it may take 10, it may take 15 years, eventually the tail of this rib will wear out. The tail of any rib in a Continental stand will eventually wear out. When that happens, it's going to start passing seeds back through to your lint cleaner. Now, as far as some of the negatives that I don't like about this style of rib, number one is where they've machined the insert. From production run to production run, this insert can vary over 1/8 of an inch up or down. Now, the problem with that is when they machine this insert more up, it locates itself real close to the pin that holds the insert in. I'll put a big picture up here so you can see, and we'll zoom in and get a closer look. And what that does is these are held in with a pin. Every year you have to knock them out and flip the inserts. Well, over time that hole becomes wore, and these things they'll just fall out when you lay the breast down to change the saw. So what we found ourselves doing after a few years was actually smearing silicone under the insert while we were pushing it back in. You could put the thing in by hand half the time. Another thing is, over time, that the hole in the back, if you don't use the correct roll pin punch, will become wore, and you can stick these things in with your fingers and everything else. But one of the main drawbacks that I love these ribs, they're great ribs, but one of the main things I don't like about them in the Continental stands, as well as the Loomis, you've either got to take the rib out to flip the insert, or you have to remove your agitator, which isn't that much trouble, or in a Continental you got to remove that seed tube, which is a big job, pain in the butt, it's annoying. And then you've got to install these, flip these inserts and get them reinstalled, then reinstall all your seed tube and all of that. So overall, I give the Vandergriff gin rib a solid B+ to an A-. Good, dependable, solid. It does have its drawbacks like most things. One other negative I'd like to mention is the insert, will reference the picture up here again, is wider than the rib itself. So after we install these, we actually have to go back and take a screwdriver between the ribs and square the insert up with the rib. Now, I'm not going to take the time to go through and buff every corner of these inserts to make sure it's a smooth transition, so it's just easier to straighten them up and center them up and have that little edge hanging out there. That may not be that big a deal to some, but most of the time when we get a rib tag, it's at these corners. But that's our review of the Vandergriff gin rib for the 161. I hope you enjoyed the video, hope you learned something, and don't forget to stop by ginnersassistant.com and check out the website. Thank you.